Hello, and welcome to another Elevated Marketing Chat, where we discuss data-driven digital marketing strategies that help your business grow. My name is Jennifer Denny. I am the owner of Elevated Marketing Solutions, where we bring solutions to your digital marketing problems. We are live, kinda, sorta. This video is pre-recorded because I do live out in the middle of nowhere and we do work from home. We are a results-only work environment. So because of that, we pre-record, but I am actually live right now in the chat. I'm there and I'm ready to answer any questions, comments, anything that you have. We'd love if you'd give us a share or a like. Sharing is caring. Certainly helps us reach a little bit more from an organic perspective, although we really think that you need paid ads if you really want to extend the reach that you have with us. So to get started today, we always start with our quote. So let me get that up on the screen. Growth is not by chance, it's by deliberate small steps that grow into success. I'll tell you, yesterday I spent 3 hours working on the Elevated Marketing Chat for the next 4 weeks in March before I discovered that that wasn't the topic that I was going to work on today. That's okay. You just start over and maybe that's a little bit more of a foggy brain, but I also worked on, Shopify and becoming a Shopify developer. Do I need to? No, but I try to be the leader. I try to stay out in front, and there was something that specifically needed to be done, and so that's how I've gotten to where I'm at. I've been in digital marketing for 15 years plus, and it's by very small steps of being extremely curious and just pushing forward and moving forward and being like, okay, I don't know how to do that. I'm going to fail at this, and I'm just going to keep going. And that's the type of personality that I have. Everything is kind of built on top of itself. And so I think everything in life is by the choices that you make and refusing to give up. So here we go. Let's start with our topic today. The best digital marketing strategy lies in your data. So I was thinking about this topic a lot. I think sometimes we get confused with somebody that just focuses on data. And although my brain is both artistic, I went to art school, and it's data driven, I think I probably focus on data more than anything because I get excited about it. And so a lot of what we have talked about is data, but it really just drives the strategies or the decisions that we make with our digital marketing. If we didn't have the data, then we wouldn't be able to come up with good decisions. So let's go down this and work down this path and try to understand how we use data and art in order to make good digital marketing. Going to be more heavily on the data today. I think maybe not next time, since I already spent those 3 or 4 hours on next week's topic, or not next week, in 4 weeks topic. We'll do that one maybe after, like how is digital marketing art related? That'll probably be a good topic too, and so we'll go down that too. So we go through these strategies that we make by studying your data, and we look at your data on a weekly, a monthly, a quarterly, like whatever it takes in order to get the information that we need to make those strategies. And then we use the hypothesis. We use a hypothesis. I got a little tongue twisted there. We develop a hypothesis on the scientific approach that this is the strategy that we want to go with your marketing. And those hypotheses are developed from years and years and years of doing digital marketing. And we take the scientific approach because after we, launch something, we might not be right. Now, we've got a good chance based on the history of how long we've been doing this, but if we don't, we're going to use the data to make a different decision. Got to have enough time in there. So you might have heard on, either our social media channel or our upcoming podcast that's coming up, we've got elevated marketing solutions, where the DOT stands for data over time. We can thank Katie for that very good analysis of what we stand for. And so the data over time means that we need to collect data about your particular online presence and have some patience, whether that's week over week, over month, or over quarter, or over year, to make those good decisions. Is that hard? Yeah, it's pretty hard. Welcome to the top 10%. If you're looking for a digital marketing agency that can really knock it home for you, you found it. We refuse to give up. Just like I said there in the beginning, it's a bunch of small steps. And so it's hard. But it's not all that we do, the data aspect. We are also artists. I actually went to art school. Katie is very good at art. Todd, he's probably more on the analyst side, but he can throw in some art too, but not as much as Katie. And Katie is way better than I am at art. Everybody on this team, though, is a strategist, and they throw in strategy as well. And so we're looking at both the design aspect and we're looking at both the data aspect. Again, digital marketing is both data and science. Tough because it's both left brain and right brain. So how do we do this? Well, first of all, we have to start, and is your data even set up? Most of the time we find that data is not set up. So this is where we have to start at. Or it's set up, but it's not set up correctly. Data is never perfect, but we want to try to make sure that if we're going to make decisions, we're making good decisions on as accurate data as we possibly can. So setting up your data is probably the beginning, but also in the beginning, there are tons of tools out there that allow us to do research and understand your particular market, your particular vertical or type of business that you're in, and we can get some good numbers and try to understand. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect either. But there is a lot that goes into that research phase in order to kind of make a decision on where we should go. If anybody is talking to you and they're just selling you a package, they have met with you a couple times, maybe even not that, but they've already sold you a package. That is not full-blown digital marketing, at least what we're doing here. Sometimes maybe when you first start off, you might need some of those smaller, type companies. I actually came from one of those companies and where I was just like, this is not enough. We've got to do more. And that's where, my heart and desire was. But everybody needs something different, and everybody needs something different based on where they're at to bringing their business online and, accurately kind of tracking and developing it. So we usually always start in the research, setting up the data correctly, trying to understand your business. Not that we, haven't done a lot of different types of businesses. And why don't we scale in one particular vertical? Well, that's another topic, but I'll just tell you that's too boring. Can't do it. And what's going to make me work harder for you versus potentially your competitors? So once we kind of get through the phase of setup and, understanding your market, doing the research with all the platforms out there and seeing where can we find your audience, the next phase is the ongoing digital marketing analyzation of your data. So let's talk about that a little bit and analyzing the data. I've already kind of said, that it's time-based, but it's also based on platforms. And when I say platforms, I'm talking about Facebook and all the subsidiaries underneath them. So they've got Instagram and they've got the audience network. I'm talking about Google. And then within Google, I've got display ads. I've got YouTube ads. I'm talking about Twitter. I'm talking about Pinterest. I'm talking about LinkedIn. Like there's all these different platforms. And there are trends that are happening within those platforms. And so we're looking at those trends. That goes down the area of not putting all our eggs in the same basket. We've talked about this before, but we don't believe that you should put all your eggs in the same basket. We do like to look at the bigger picture too. So usually we head over into Google Analytics. So I just kind of talked about the platforms, and within those platforms, they have data that explains what's going on within those platforms. Then there's Google Analytics. I've talked about it before, the Facebook attribution tool that attempted to go overall. There's lots of tools that can go overall, but Google Analytics is a free and it helps with most businesses. Again, have to understand how to set it up, but it can get you a lot of information inside of there. And so not only are we not platform, agnostic, but we are, I think that's the right word. Sometimes I try to use fancy words, but I think that's the right word. But we're also not data one type of platform. We try to play around with different tools, try to keep Facebook honest, try to keep Google Ads honest. It's definitely a big fight. There's a lot going on right now that we've talked about, within the data world, and boy, is that twirling our head for sure. So, okay. I again leaned a little heavy today on the data. I think I'll go back and I will look at, the art aspects of digital marketing because that side is there too. But I just want everybody to kind of understand that the reason we're so deep on data is understanding what strategy we should take. A lot of this takes a lot of time to make a highly educated guess. It takes knowledge and understanding of both digital and art and science and a whole bunch of patience. Some of the information that's out there is accurate, some of it's not. I get it, it's hard to trust. We do our absolute best to give it everything that we can for accurate information. We're not perfect either, but we'll admit it when we're not perfect. And we're honestly running as fast as we possibly can. There is just too much going on. So you can follow, and subscribe at elevatemarketing.solutions because we bring solutions to your digital marketing. Again, my name is Jennifer Denny. I'm the owner of Elevated Marketing Solutions. And like I said last time, we're going to go into, is YouTube right for my digital marketing plan? Because I spent, what did I say, 3 or 4 hours? I don't even remember. It was a lot of time. Super hot. YouTube just moved into the second highest digital property out there. And guess who owns YouTube? Google. So we need to talk about it. Then we'll come back to this subject and we will talk about the art aspect that goes alongside of the YouTube. So thanks for watching. Take care. And again, please share, comment. I'm here. I'm live. Take care.